All right, think about it. Think about the last time you wanted to find something online, right? You probably went straight to Google, typed in your question, and then you got that familiar page of blue links.
Yeah.
We've all been trained to scan those results and then click our way to the information we need, but what if that whole process is about to change, like really change?
I think it's more than about to change. It's changing.
Okay, yeah.
The way people find and consume information online is really transforming.
That's exactly what we are going to dive into today. Answer engine optimization. AEO. And look, this isn't just another tech buzzword, right? If you want your website, your brand, your message to be heard in 2025.
Yeah.
Especially with the rise of all this AI stuff like ChatGPT, Google, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, understanding AEO, this is absolutely critical.
Right.
Traditional SEO, like we've been working on for years and years, it's not enough anymore.
Absolutely not. And that's the point. We have some really cool material here that explains why this shift is happening. And I think more importantly, what you, the listener, need to understand to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Our mission today is to demystify AEO, show you why it matters, and give you a roadmap for navigating this new world of online discovery.
Okay, so the material here talks about a real difference, right? A fork in the road between traditional search engines and these new answer engines.
Yeah.
Can you break down that difference for us?
So the fundamental difference, I think, comes down to what the user wants, right? What they expect and how the engine delivers it.
Right.
With traditional search engines, you put in a query, you get a list of websites that, might have the answer.
Right.
But you're doing all the work, right?
Yeah.
You're clicking through reading, trying to piece things together. Answer engines, though they use AI to understand your question, like you were talking to a person, and then they just give you the answer right there. It's like having a really smart assistant who instantly pulls out the key information for you.
So instead of doing that whole digital scavenger hunt, right, going through clicking all those links, you're just having this direct back and forth with an AI that's already done the work.
Exactly.
That's a big change.
It's huge.
What are some of the big players in this answer engine space that we should be aware of?
I bet you already use some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, think about ChatGPT. Everybody's talking about it.
Right.
Then you've got Google's Search Generative Experience, SGE, right, that's putting AI summaries right in the search results. And then, of course, you've got the voice assistants, Alexa, Siri, all designed for you asking a question and getting a quick answer.
I was just thinking about that. I ask Siri all kinds of random questions throughout the day, and I never really connected that to the same technology as ChatGPT, but now that you mention it, it's the same kind of conversational thing.
Exactly.
The material here says that ChatGPT had 180 million users in early 2024.
Wow.
And it's only growing as it gets added into more and more platforms.
That's incredible. That number really shows you the scale of this shift.
Yeah.
It's a huge and growing audience that relies on AI for those quick answers.
Right.
So if your content isn't set up in a way that these answer engines can understand it, you're going to be invisible to a lot of people. And that doesn't matter if you're a business or a creator.
So the old strategy of just trying to rank high on Google searches, that's not the guaranteed win it used to be.
Nope.
What are the limitations of traditional SEO in this new AI-driven world?
Well, a few things first. You've got this rise in zero-click searches.
Okay.
People are getting their answers right there on the search results page from those featured snippets or knowledge graphs or now AI summaries, so they never even have to click through to a website.
So even if you're ranking #1 for a keyword, the AI might just pull the information from another website?
Yeah.
And completely leave you out of the picture.
Yeah. And that can be frustrating right after all that work you put into SEO.
Absolutely.
But the core goal of AEO is to make sure that you're not just ranking well, but you're actually the source that those AI are relying on and citing in their answers.
So AEO, that's the new frontier.
It is.
But for someone listening who's just now hearing about this, where do they even begin?
That's a good question.
This AEO blueprint that we have here, it outlines a few practical steps. And the first one is start with intent-driven SEO.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty familiar, actually.
It is. It's a core principle from traditional SEO that is still very relevant.
Okay.
You need to understand what the user is really trying to accomplish with their search. What is their intent?
Right.
And that means doing keyword research to understand how people are phrasing their queries, grouping those keywords by the kind of information they're looking for, informational, transactional, navigational, and optimizing all those on-page elements, the title tags, meta descriptions, All of that to align with the user's intent.
So we still need to understand those questions people are asking.
Absolutely.
Even if the way they get the answers is changing.
Exactly.
Okay, step 2 is identify answer-worthy questions. What makes a question likely to be answered directly by AI?
These are questions that are conversational.
Okay.
The kind of questions you would ask a person, think about how you talk to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It's different from how you type a search into Google.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural language, often starting with those question words: who, what, when, where, why, how.
Right.
And you can use some cool tools to find these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Also ask to answer the public. Even just looking at the People Also Ask section on Google.
Oh, yeah, those tools that kind of map out all the related questions people are asking.
Yeah.
Okay, step 3 is structure your content for AI parsing.
Right.
Sounds like we have to make our content AI friendly.
Yeah, you want to make it as easy as possible for AI to understand and use your content.
How do we do that?
A few things. AI algorithms need clear signals, so use a question and answer format in your content. So the AI can easily see the connection between the question and the answer. Keep your answers concise and to the point list. Use formatting like bullet points or numbered lists to break down complex information.
Okay.
And use schema markup, especially FAQ schema and how-to schema.
Schema markup.
Think of it like adding labels to your content that the AI can read.
Okay, so it's all about making it as easy as possible for the AI to grab that information and choose your content as the answer.
Exactly.
Step 4 is build topical authority. This has been around in SEO for a while, but how does it relate to AEO?
So topical authority is about becoming the go-to source for a specific topic. The more comprehensive your content is, the more trustworthy you appear to both people and AI.
Right.
The material suggests creating pillar content, which are those in-depth guides on your main topics.
Okay.
And then linking out to supporting pages that go into more detail on subtopics.
Okay.
And using internal links strategically shows AI how deep your knowledge is. Sharing original research and unique insights can also boost your authority. Think about it. If you were trying to learn about something new, would you trust a website with one short article or a website with a comprehensive guide and tons of supporting material?
Definitely the comprehensive one.
Right. AI is the same way.
Okay, step 5 is train AI on your content. How do we do that?
This is where it gets really interesting. There are tools like ChatGPT, custom GPTs, where you can upload your own content.
So like our website articles.
Yeah, documents, data, anything you want the AI to learn from.
Wow.
By doing this, you're giving the AI direct access to your knowledge base, so when it's generating answers, it's more likely to cite your content as a source.
So it's like giving the AI a crash course in everything you know.
Exactly.
That's so cool. All right, and finally, step 6 is monitor AEO performance. How do we track our progress here? Because traditional metrics like rankings aren't going to cut it anymore.
You're right. Traditional SEO metrics aren't enough anymore. You need to look at things differently. Keep an eye out for new SGE preview tools. They can give you an idea of how your content is showing up in AI results. You can also search for your brand or website within tools like ChatGPT to see if it's being mentioned.
Oh, okay.
And even though traffic patterns might change, looking at zero-click traffic data in Google Search Console can show you how often people are finding answers right on search results page.
So we have to adopt a new way of measuring success in this AI-powered world.
We do.
This all points to what the material calls the conversational future of search. It seems like we're moving away from just typing in keywords.
We are in 2025. And beyond our interactions with information online will be more and more like conversations, and that's all driven by AI.
And AEO is the bridge that connects our current SEO strategies with that future.
That's a great way to put it.
So to sum it all up for our listeners, the goal of AEO is to make sure your brand is being cited and used by these AI answer engines to build trust and authority in this new world.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not just about clicks anymore. It's about making sure the AI understands and trusts your content.
This material ends with a great line: don't just optimize for yesterday, speak to the engines of tomorrow.
I love that.
That really emphasizes how important AEO is.
It does. We need to be proactive and think about how AI uses our content. This isn't something we can put off. It's happening now.
It makes you think, with all this reliance on AI for answers, how is that going to change the way we discover new things, form opinions, even interact with brands?
Yeah.
It's not just about marketing. It's about how we learn and connect as humans.
It is.
That's something to really consider long after this deep dive is over.
Absolutely.
Thanks for explaining all this.
It was my pleasure.
Really interesting stuff.
Yes, it's a fascinating topic.
All right, well, that's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.